Alright everyone, we are live again. Alright, welcome back everyone to another live stream. And today we are hopefully going to be finishing off Callisto 1. Which is our kind of reusable space shuttle kind of thing. So let's just see if I can actually have my live stream up on my channel page. It always takes forever to update that. Alright, here we go. Alright, I just need to ping my Discord, and we'll get started. Is my stream still called part 3? No, okay, it's fine actually. Alright, anyway, let's get going. So welcome everyone back to another stream. And yeah, like I said, we're going to be finishing this launch vehicle. So, okay, so where did we leave off last time? Well, we got to here. This is what we have so far. And you know, it looks fairly decent, I have to say. I have done a test flight of this off stream, and basically, just to give you a quick rundown of what happened, it immediately tipped over as soon as it lifted off. So the mass is very offset, and it tipped over towards the orbiter. Welcome, Gamer X Cuba. Glad to see you here. You are the first one in the stream chat. But yeah, so we're gonna need to do something about this offset mass, and as you can see, we have 106 kilonewton meters of torque, and we need to get that number as low as possible. And then notice that we also have 510 in the core stage when there's no boosters, so we need to do something about that as well. You know, we have given the boosters an 8-degree thrust deflection, which makes up for a lot of that offset mass, but we still have a bit of work to do on that core stage. Welcome, Yagoda Mag. You know, always great to see you here. And yeah, welcome to the stream, everyone who is just tuning in. And okay, so I'm gonna say it now. I had a bit of a interesting idea. And you know, so one of the issues that I encountered last stream was with the core stage. So to make up for the offset mass, we're gonna need to, you know, rotate our engines in some way. However, that's not really a great thing to have when, you know, they're separated. It's just going to be the core stage, and we're trying to land that. So what we're going to be doing is we're going to put these we're going to put these engines on a hinge. So that should hopefully mean that we can rotate them. You know, after we've separated our orbiter, we can rotate the engines on here so that they're aligned for landing. So let's get to work on that. Today I'm going to play NFS with my friends on PS4. Sounds cool. Okay, KSP is doing that thing again. It does not want me to grab any parts. I feel like, I don't know why this is happening. It feels like it's only just started happening. But it's very, very, not very useful. Okay. Alright, let's do this. So, this 1x3 engine configuration is kind of awkward to work with. Because you can't actually place it in symmetry like that. I could just have, you know, the normal triple engine layout. What that means is that we can't, you know, we're gonna have to land on 3 engines, which isn't really, like, that's not really the best. But actually, you know, considering how much, okay, I need to consider this. Okay. I'm considering it, and the thing is that these hinges, you know, placing it in symmetry really doesn't matter, because the hinges are just gonna not be, you know, facing the right way anyway, so yeah, like, no point doing that. Alright, so I think this is our first use of robotics in this series, which is cool, I guess. Alright, so I need to rotate this hinge 90 degrees. And if it's gonna let me. Okay. Cool. So we're gonna place 2 more of these on the other attachment nose, and yeah, it look, okay, there we go. Got it. And it seems like they're... maybe it's just me. They kind of seem like they were pointing to the side a bit. But it should be all good. Okay, so let's go ahead and put these on. It does mean the engines kind of drop down a little bit. That's fine. Okay. So we want the target angle to be about... honestly, I don't know what we want the target angle to be. I'm just going to make a guess of about 5 degrees, and we'll just do trial and error until we get something that works. Actually, it's more important that I get the torque down as much as possible on... You know, okay, so if you look at my stage list, on stage 3, that's just the core with no SRBs. So we want that torque number to be as low as possible. So, okay, we're going to try 8 degrees. Oh, which is actually what the boosters have. And hopefully we're going to have a bit of success with that. Okay, what this means is that now our, you know, with the SRBs, we're going to be overshooting. In fact, so we're going to have to probably decrease the amount of deflection on those SRBs as well. Okay, let's try decreasing this to 7 degrees. There's no good way of doing this because these aren't placed in symmetry, which kind of sucks. Okay, that's 103 degrees. And I'm guessing that turning this down to 6 is... yeah, that only increases it. So I think 5 degrees is really what we want. I mean, that's still... you know, that's still quite a lot of torque. Okay, this one actually needs to be... okay, we might be able to, I don't know what... I think it was 7 degrees it was meant to be. Yeah, okay. Oh, this is fiddly. It does not want me to get it exactly. Here we go, that's 7 degrees. Oh, come on. There we go, 7 degrees. Okay. So, as you can see, we have 103 kilonewton meters of torque. I mean, it's less than it was before, but... like, I mean, we have engine gimbaling as well. Which is decent, but... still. It's a lot of torque. Just out of curiosity, how low can I get it on the SR, you know, with the SRBs? About the same, actually. So that might just be at the absolute bottom limit of how low we can get the torque. Which is kind of okay, I guess. Do I watch Pilot 1549? Yep, I do. Okay. Oh, we might be bringing these boosters down a little bit, actually. Just so they're kind of in line with those engines. Alright, I mean, we could give this thing a simulation and see how it does. Yeah. Okay, we might as well. Like, that, at the moment, it seems like that's as low as I will get it. We are going to need to set up some action groups, though. So I don't have the, like, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 action group. So we're just going to need to put this on one of the other ones. Such, I mean, I don't really have a 3 one, to be honest. I've also remembered that I'm missing... yeah, I'm actually missing some features that I should have, such as communication and those 5-way RCS blocks. Okay, I don't really have something I can bind this to. Which is annoying. And I don't think I can afford a VAB upgrade. I combined it to brakes actually because, you know, if this is going to deploy the grid fins, and then, you know, at the same time we're going to be wanting to, yeah, okay, we'll just do that. So we're going to lock these right from the beginning. And let's make the... And well, they're locked, so I can't actually change it. But we're going to make the upper angle limit to be 0. In fact, we can just set an angle limit of 7 and 0. -7, actually, but yeah. And then lock it. And we'll do the same for each of these. -7 and 0. And then lock. Okay, so what this means is that we should be able to bring these engines into the correct alignment. Okay, so there we go. Okay, so the brake action group is going to... let's see. So toggle lock, so that's going to unlock it. And then... toggle hinge, I think, will just reset it to 0. I think. Maybe set maximum angle, actually. I don't know, I'm not great with robotics, but I think this is what I want. Lock set maximum angle. Okay, and then I'm gonna... Unfortunately, I can't actually access these. Even though they're there, they're gonna disappear. And then I kind of want a way to lock these. So I could just put it in the lights action group. Because I'm not going to be using that. Welcome, Robster Plays. Great to see you here again. And I will never figure out the robotic parts. They seem confusing. They are really important. Well, English is confusing as well. Yeah, they are very confusing. And I feel like they could be a bit more intuitive, to be honest. But, oh well. Okay, so we're going to put this on the lights action group. And we're just going to do toggle locked. So once these are... Okay, so once these are at the correct orientation, they're going to just lock in place. Great, so this is probably as low as as low torque. I don't know how to say that, but I don't know how low I can get this, but it doesn't seem to want to go much lower than this. So, I guess we can just give it a simulation. Okay, so hopefully it doesn't go like it did before. I know you guys didn't see it, but yeah, it immediately started to tip over. So if that could not happen, then that is absolutely ideal. And yeah, it is gonna, you know, since our thrust is being offset, that does mean that it's gonna kind of do a power slide. I mean, a bit like the real life space shuttle. It's not gonna be going directly upwards. It's gonna have a little bit of horizontal component. But that shouldn't be a problem. Welcome, Nostative. Great to see you here. And yeah, so we just basically have to remember that this thing is going to go about 7 or so degrees to the side. I noticed a small streamer and came here to have more viewers. Well, welcome, Fluky Meteor. Welcome to the stream. Yeah, we're just doing a simulation of our new space shuttle, which is called Callisto 1. And, okay. Okay, so... So this is a simulation, so this is not a real mission. We're just going to see if this thing works. And okay, I forgot this thing has a giant launch clamp. But anyway, we're going to see if this thing works. And okay, 3, 2, 1. Oh, come on. Come on. It's having to fight a lot, but hang on, the roll is meant to be 180, not 0. This is promising. It's not tipping over. Come on, get to the right alignment. Alright, we are yellow clocking hard, so this game is running. Oh no, we've lost an engine. We've lost an engine, okay. Alright, we're gonna restart the simulation. And when it's having to really gimbal hard like that, that's not good. Why is the orbiter so big? Because I don't really know. The orbiter just ended up very big. I guess the Mark II parts are kind of not very tall, so yeah, the Mark II planes end up being pretty long. But oh well. Okay, so I think that's kind of my fault for putting in 0 as the roll value. That it basically needs to be 180 because it's going to be flying backwards essentially. But it didn't tip over. So I think our engine alignment thing has kind of worked. And you know, I do see what you mean, that orbiter looks kind of silly. But you know, that's the way it is. You know, because the booster's pretty small compared to the orbiter. Anyway, hopefully we can try and get this thing into orbit. Okay, one thing. Okay, so I've forgotten communication and RCS. Whatever. They're not heavy. They're not going to affect the whole system very much in terms of performance. All we need to do is make sure we can get this thing to orbit. I also haven't tried to figure out when I should separate my booster. Because, you know, it's going to need to do a boost back burn. But I'm going to say when we have 700 Delta V left. Because as a rule of thumb, you know, that kind of number works for a lot of launch vehicles. So, you know, it depends on your flight profile. So we might want to leave at kilometers per second. I really don't know. But anyway, let's ignite the engines and let's go. So it should hold its orientation this time. Okay, what blew up? Oh, you're actually kidding me. We lost another engine. It's the exact same engine actually. I see what's happening. Okay, well, I think from this shot here you can see what's going on. This vernier engine is firing right into that engine. And I don't know why. Clearly the mass must be quite offset in that direction. But maybe my spaceplane just isn't properly centered. Yeah, look at that. It looks like it's slightly placed to the side, which is weird. And that will actually explain why my torque isn't going below 100 kilonewton meters, basically. So actually, if we can get that torque down as much as physically possible, then yeah, we'll be good. Okay, while we're at it, we're gonna see if I can figure out a good flight profile, plus, you know, add RCS and communications. Okay, so first let's do communications. So I wanted to add that inside this service bay. Because, you know, that's a good place to put basically anything. I'm just gonna use a high gain antenna probably. We don't need anything really, really powerful. We could literally just use a Communitron 16, and in fact, I think, yeah, we're just gonna use this. We don't need anything fancy. Right, that doesn't clip through the thing, so that's fine. Let's close that, and okay, well, that clips through. So, okay, can I... it doesn't let me place it on the on the bottom. Yes, it is. Oh, it does. Okay. That's nice. Very nice, KSP. So I can probably just do some offsetting and stuff. Get it into a nice position. There we go. Something like that is going to work better. Now let's just make sure that it's actually inside the service bay. Because if it's, you know, actually exposed to the outside, that's really bad. Because that's when we start to see some, you know, heating and stuff. Which is never good. I'm going to see if I can get this aligned with the surface. I think that's pretty good. Alright, that's... Okay, that's our communication covered. Next up, we're going to need some RCS. If I remember correctly, the center of mass should be about here. Okay, we can use 5-way RCS blocks, I guess. In fact, we could just put them on the wingtips like this. I can get it precisely. There we go. I mean, it looks kind of silly, but... these things actually have fairly bad drag, so I ought to be careful. I could put it there. And place it in symmetry. Which, does that clip into the booster? Yeah, it does. Oof. Do you think I'll get to space this stream? I'm really hoping I do. You know, getting this thing into orbit would be pretty awesome. Alright. I think we should just put it on the wingtip. Not what I wanted to do, but it's what we're going to have to do. It's also quite far behind the center of mass. And I'm wondering if there's something I can do about that. Okay, so the center of mass should be about here. Here somewhere. So actually, if we put another RCS block sort of on the crew cabin. I know it's firing right into our control surfaces, but whatever. They can handle it. And we're using the 5-way RCS blocks because, you know, that's going to give us control in all directions. Right, I'm going to forget about that floating RCS block. Just ignore that. Pretend it's not there. And, okay, so the last thing I need to do is try and get this thing balanced. So where is this thing attached to? Okay, we need to grab it by the decoupler. Okay, so watch that torque very carefully. Yeah, look at that. It's going down as we move it over here. And, okay, that's just weird. It doesn't look centered. Like, well, yeah, it's not centered. So, don't know what's going on. Yeah, look at that. What is this? Like, this is clearly not centered, but I don't know. Yeah, I don't even know what's going on. I mean, yeah, what even is this? Like, I'm sorry, but alright, welcome Elijah. Great to see you here. We're having some weird phenomena going on here. Because look at this. The game thinks this is centered. But I mean it's not. Hashtag KSP up. Big KSP moment. Alright, I think I know what might be going on, but I don't see why it's... I mean, I don't know. This game is weird. This game is very, very weird. Okay, what I will try doing... Okay, we're going to save this. And we're going to just try placing this back on. Okay, well that's upside down, so yeah, great start. Okay, and now we're gonna move this, okay, we'll move this to the side now. And I don't know what's going on. Yeah, that's not just launch and see what happens. Like, okay, I'm confident it's gonna work, but I just can't live with it being off-centered like that. Hang on, let me undo that real quick. Yeah, this is weird. Because if it's going to be properly centered, then that, according to the game, like, I don't know what's going on. So that there would be centered. But then if I move it this way, that's reducing the torque. Like, I could just try to do that, and like, it's not a ridiculous amount of torque, but... And actually, my booster is offset. Reroute to the booster and send to the plane. Something weird is definitely going on. Okay, well that is probably not centered. Okay, you know what we're gonna do? We're gonna take off the entire booster. If the game will let me. Listen, I'm clicking my mouse. There we go. Likes to take its time with that. Alright, we're gonna take off this decoupler and start fresh with this. Okay, so we're gonna grab ourselves this decoupler. And actually, yeah, it's actually a good idea to have it, you know, decouple from the plane to the booster, not the other way around. So that's probably a good move. All right, now let's see what we can do. We're gonna offset this down. Okay, now moment of truth. I think this is slightly better. Like, there's still a lot of torque. But by moving up and down, we should be able to eliminate some of that, at least. Actually, give me a sec. We're going to move it by the decoupler. I mean, that's giving it less torque, but yeah, that just looks silly. Ah, this is weird. Just change the deflection, decrease the torque. And barely. Okay, so we can decrease the torque quite a lot by doing that. That's another one I'll be touching. Alright. Yeah, so I'm just gonna try and see if I can. Okay, well, I can get it a little lower. Not a huge amount, though. I think I'm just gonna change all of these to 11. Because the game seems to like that. Oh, well, it doesn't actually. Okay, we're keeping it at 7. Alright, let's get this one. And make sure they're all locked. Now let's see, if I try to offset this to the side, is that decreasing the torque? Because if it does, then that means something weird is going on. Yeah, it's still happening. Like, I'm not sure what's going on here, but these are all facing the same way. Oh. Well, now I know what the problem was. Chat, I feel so silly. Okay. So this particular engine was on... Yeah, that was on 50% thrust, but all of them were on 100%. Yeah, that is... Okay, well done me. Well done me. God, okay. Let's see if we can, try and improve this torque a little bit. Because we still have 75 kilonewton meters, which is, not fantastic. Alright, we can get this number pretty damn low. By setting these to about 10 degrees, if this trend will continue. Okay, well we need to find some sort of middle ground here. We're gonna try 8 degrees and see if that works. 10 kilonewton meters is very, very good. So we're gonna settle for that. Oh, I feel so dumb. I was spent so long trying to figure out why that was happening, and it's literally just one of the thrust limiters. Oh my god. Chat, we don't talk about it. Alright. Oops, that is the wrong one. Hang on. What are these meant to be set to? Okay, you want to be locked, and then this one needs to be at 8 degrees, if I can get it. Come on, there we go. And then we're going to lock that one. Okay, so as you can see, with just the core, we have 10 kilonewton meters of torque, which is nice and low. And then we just need to adjust these SRBs and try and get that torque as low as possible. 14 kilonewton meters I will settle for. Okay, there we go. Now I think this thing will hopefully be able to fly. The TWR of this looks very, very good. So, without any further ado, we're going to try and bring the whole thing down a little bit. And I think this thing is ready to launch. Well, ready for testing at least. We're gonna, yeah, give this thing another simulation. And I think I've added everything I want. Actually, okay, one other thing is I want to know when to separate my booster. I can't be bothered. We're just gonna have to use trial and error for this. Let's go ahead and simulate this, and I'm feeling much more hopeful about this. So, if you cast your minds back to the last simulation, that was on 100 kilonewton meters of torque. Now we're down to about 15. So we're gonna have way less torque, and you saw how hard those vernier thrusters were working. Hard enough to blow up one of my engines actually. So, you know. But now, okay, that was 100 kilonewton meters. Now we're down to 15, and actually 10 on just the core stage. So, I have high hopes about this. But yeah, it's basically a 10th of the torque we had before. So if you can just imagine. I'm not saying that this is going to be the holy grail of controllable rockets. Is the booster recoverable? The SRBs on the side won't be, but the core booster. Hopefully we'll be able to do a boost back burn and then land it at the KSC. That's the plan. The reason I'm, the SRBs are there because, they're dirt cheap and they're like 7k each, I think. The whole thing costs about 100k, but then the SRBs are just 7k, so I don't really care about recovering those. you know, recovering those, it's a lot of hassle for nothing, and SRBs are probably the most value for money out of all the parts, or at least all of the propulsion in the game. Okay, here we go. Ready to launch. And just out of curiosity, okay, they're actually in the crew cabin, which is, yeah, that's a great place to sit. Anyway, we're gonna make sure we set our roll to the correct value, which is 180 degrees. And okay, something I might do is put a gimbal limit on my verniers, just so we don't blow up our engines again. But anyway, throttle up, engines, and clamps. And okay, hang on. Okay. And we are off. Okay. Forgot to deploy those clamps there, so it didn't quite work. We've burned a bit of extra fuel, but as you can see, we are doing that good old power slide, but we're going up. And no engines have exploded so far. As you can see, those verniers aren't really working at all. Well, they're not having to work. I hope they are working. But anyway, this is looking good. Now, in terms of maneuverability for this thing, I don't know how it's going to act, but this is the first I've got on this design, so you know, so far this is very, very good. Now I think that I need to decrease my pitch. Yeah, I do. Okay. Just making sure. Alright then. Something I'm not sure about. I'm hoping it should work because we have those separatrons, but yeah. Booster separation is going to be interesting, to say the least. But so far, it's looking good. So yeah, let's just make sure we don't pitch over too hard. And yeah, we have lost a little bit of delta V, because we were burning those engines for a few extra seconds, but it's probably fine. Alright, so we should be seeing booster separation pretty soon. We're going to continue to pitch over, and we'll be ready to throttle down our engines in preparation for breaking the sound barrier, which is generally where you're going to have your max Q, and I think I'm pitching over a bit too fast. So we're going to calm down with our pitch over real quick. Okay, so about now, we're going to throttle down our engines. Watch our TWR. That wants to be about 1.6. So we're going to leave it at about that. And when our SRBs are jettisoned, we can throttle back up. So there's our SRBs, and there we go. They spin because of those weird fins, but it works, and that's what matters. So now we're just on the core stage, and as you can see, it's losing a lot of delta V to gravity. So, I mean, it's fine. It's fine. It can hardly lift its own weight, but it's keeping it stable. It's, you know, the gimbal isn't having to work super hard. Might want to give this thing bigger SRBs. I would definitely be comfortable doing that, but yeah, we're on just the core stage now. Why are the wings so big? Well, I guess this thing is fairly dense and heavy, I guess, so, you know, it kind of needs the big wings. I wanted this thing to be fairly easy to use. You know, you don't have to concentrate super hard to use it. So, you know, it's nice to have big wings. I know I could definitely get away with smaller wings, but, you know, I kind of like big wings, you know. Alright, I think the SRBs would help because this thing is struggling to lift its own weight. Having those SRBs burn for just a little bit longer would definitely be good. But okay, watch our horizontal speed, because we're going to need to reverse all of that and then go back to the KSC, so keep that in mind. Because, you know, we are doing a boost back burn. Alright, we're not going to pitch over any further. Okay. So far, this is going pretty well. See what the view is like. Now that is a premium view from inside those windows. I do like that. But Delta V wise, we're looking very good. And I realized that I closed FMRS. Okay, I think it should still work. Can I do a mech jeb tutorial? I could do. It's something that's very simple to learn, and it's just the kind of thing that might be confusing initially, but once you do it once or twice, you know, it becomes pretty natural. But you know, I guess this attitude control is very useful and something that, you know, might be worth doing a tutorial on. So we'll see about that. But anyway, this flight is looking promising to say the least. Okay, we're gonna cut off our engines at 1 kilometer per second of Delta V. Actually no, we have to think in terms of how much Delta V we have that in that second stage. We have about 1.5k, so I think that's just about enough to get into orbit. So actually, yeah. Alright, we are gonna go ahead with that. Okay, so coming up on booster separation. And there we go. We're going to go ahead and separate the orbiter. And fire up the engine. Oh god, that's dodgy. RCS. Good, 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 good. Okay, so we can use FMRS to go and recover this afterwards. Okay. There we go. We have successful separation of our booster. And now we're continuing on with this orbiter. We're going to go ahead and roll ourselves into a better orientation. Because it looks cool. And the space shuttle does it, so obviously it's good. So you know, we have a low TWR. 0.7. You know, that's about as low as you can get while still being manageable. But we're going to keep this 30 to 35 degree pitch. And I'm hoping we have enough Delta V to make it to orbit. I think we will have some spare, I'm hoping. But yeah, this is looking good so far. I guess the real question is, you know, does that booster stage have enough Delta V to land? Can the plane's engine work in atmosphere? It can, but the specific impulse is not going to be quite as high. As you can see, we have 325 seconds. And, you know, specific impulse is basically how efficient it is. I mean, you might already know this, but it just means it won't be as efficient. We're not going to get the same amount of thrust for how much fuel we use. So it can work. I wouldn't want to use it, though, because it's going to be very weak. So, you know, below sort of 10 kilometers, you know, I don't plan to use it. You know, this thing's going to be a glider on the way down. Okay, so at this point, I might be able to afford to time warp. Alright, our time to apoapsis is now going up as we sort of approach orbital speed. That means we can pitch our nose down just a little bit. Maybe down to about 30 meters. I mean, of course, we are in the atmosphere right here. But, you know, the atmosphere is so thin, you know, it might as well be a vacuum. As far as engine performance is concerned. So that's why the wings are so big. Yep, precisely. So we can glide this thing down. Alright, so our apoapsis is almost out of the atmosphere now, which is really nice. Yeah, I'm going to keep pitching our nose down now, so we can put more of our energy into going sideways, I guess. Let's see. They can't really see carbon. I'm interested to see the cockpit view, actually. So can I think I can transfer crew while flying. Which is totally makes sense as a game mechanic. I'm sure, you know, NASA would approve of this in real life. But this is a nice cockpit. This is very nice, actually. Can't remember what mod I have that changes these interiors. I don't know why the screens are all like that, but yeah, whatever. Alright, we're going to shut off our engines now. And let's wait until we're out of the atmosphere. Alright, so we're in space now. Alright, we're going to point our nose down. Okay. I am never sure when to start my engines, but I'm going to do T-minus 10 seconds before apoapsis. And I'm just adjusting my pitch here, just to try and keep that time to apoapsis as near 0 as possible. So, you know, if it's descending too fast, then I'm going to need to pitch my nose up. If it's going away from me, I can pitch it down, or I guess throttle down. That also works. Okay, here we go. We are almost in orbit. There's the nice spin. And there we go. Orbit has been achieved. Alright, we have done it. Callisto 1 has reached orbit. Alright, this is big. We made it. But that's not, you know, it's not all over yet. We still need to try and recover our booster. So we're going to go ahead and switch. I gotta go. Alright, see ya, Elijah. Thanks for tuning in. Alright, we made it to orbit. Now it's just a case of, you know, can we recover this booster? This is the part I'm not so sure about. You know, I had 300 meters per second of spare delta V in that orbiter stage. So, you know, I can afford to use a little bit, you know, save a bit more delta V in my booster if I need to. Alright. We actually made it to orbit, though, you know. That's definitely a first with this launch vehicle. I had an idea. I might just be able to stick, like, just stick a probe core and parachutes onto my boosters, like. For sure they could be recovered. But whatever. Okay. Let's try and recover this thing. Oh, jeez. Oh, well, that's, not meant to happen. Can I switch vessels, please? Oh, you're actually kidding me. Can I not switch to the booster? Comment, like, it still has the probe core. The only thing I've lost is the decoupler. I'm pressing buttons, nothing is happening. Well. Brilliant. You hate to see it, dude. I can't switch back to it. Alright, jump back to main mission, I guess. I guess we need to make sure that the decoupler isn't clipped inside the orbiter. Congrats, yeah, thanks. I mean, we've done half the job. So I know it can make orbit. But damn. Actually, I might be able to go to the map and just switch to the booster. Let's see if it'll let me do that. Because I believe the only thing I lost was the decoupler. Which, obviously, I don't need. So, yeah. Alright, so I'll probably end the simulation after I've, you know, done my landing attempt. I'm not going to say I will land it first try because I don't really know, but you know, I already know that I can deorbit the orbiter and, you know, land it and stuff, so I'm not so worried about that. But anyway, we do have a spare moment here, so I'm going to, of course, say that if you haven't joined my Discord, you should totally join it. The link's in the description or on my channel page if the one in the description doesn't work. We have a pretty active community, so if you want to join, then do it. I guess, yeah. That was probably not a very convincing Discord plug, but, you know, it has to be done. Alright. Something I've noticed is that, like, the longer you have KSP open, the worse it seems to run. Like, yesterday after I was streaming for 3 hours, you know, the game started basically breaking down. Like, the performance was horrible. But anyway. So I guess we're going to switch back to the orbiter and see what we can do. It might let us switch back to the booster. I mean, that's if the orbiter even loads at all. If it does, that would be brilliant. Alright, there we go. There is the chatterer sound effect, so that's always a good sign. Okay. Hang on. Now, I don't know if the booster's still gonna be there. Yeah, it doesn't look like it. That's fine. It's actually letting us jump back again. So. Okay, sure. We're gonna go with it. What happened while I was gone? Okay, so. We managed to get to orbit with the orbiter. You know, the flight went very, very well. And. Right now, we're gonna see if we can land the booster. There was an issue with the decoupler, and it was basically clipped inside of the orbiter. So, like, it shouldn't really affect it too much, but the way, for some reason, FMRS isn't letting me. I don't know if it's FMRS or if it's, you know, the way it works with Crash, the simulation mod, but it's not really letting me switch to the booster. No, it's just gonna focus on a single decoupler, which is not very useful. But anyway, we're looking very good. And, okay, so in terms of delta V margins, we separated the booster while it had 1,000 meters per second of delta V. But you have to remember that that's our delta V with the weight of the orbiter added. So in reality, it's going to be a bit more than that. In fact, quite a lot more than that, because in that situation, the orbiter is making up a lot of the mass of the whole thing. Okay, here we go. Hopefully this is not going to mess it up. No explosion, please. Oh, come on. Yeah, it's just focusing on the decoupler there, which isn't fantastic. Oh, we can switch. Oh no. There goes our booster. Yeah. Okay, well, I guess what we'll do is terminate the simulation and fix this problem with the booster. Okay, yeah, this has completely destroyed our entire thing. Alright. No problemo. Okay, let's terminate the simulation. So same as Pilot 1549 with this last stream. I didn't really watch the whole thing, but And what was he doing? He was trying to, yeah, he was doing some Starship stuff, probably. Okay, so I think it's just that the decouplers is clipped into the orbiter slightly. So we'll fix that, and we should be good. And also, considering this is a low-carbon orbit variant, we might leave a little bit more delta V in our booster stage. I mean, because I just don't know how much it's going to be using, so. I think that the orbiter weighs about 25 tons. So I'll have a look at the, the full thing. Fully fueled is about 100 tons, I think. Or maybe slightly above that, but then I don't know how much it is empty or anything, so. But, it flies well. And with the help of MechJeb, it's pretty easy to fly. One slight issue, which I might actually just change now. But it's basically our booster, our core stage, doesn't really have great TWR at stage separation. So, if I can have bigger SRBs, they'll burn for longer. And that means that our core stage will have drained more fuel. And therefore better TWR, so. Because it doesn't actually, I think it has slightly less than 1 TWR at stage separation, so. Catch super heavy, and he left 1,000 meters per second of delta V for landing. Yeah, I mean, it's going to be different for every launch vehicle. It's all about the flight profile. I know that he is actually doing a boost back burn, similar to me. So, but I guess there's the flight profile he does. He might be doing a more steep or shallow ascent profile. And then there's also the launch vehicle itself. I guess it's kind of about the ratio of the booster to the upper stage in terms of mass. This thing is taking its sweet time to load. But I guess that's how it be. Alright, are we in the VAB now? Yeah. Okay, so fully fueled, we weigh 122 tons. And then empty, we weigh 20, let's see, empty of just the core stage and the orbiter, that's 43 tons. So that means that basically our empty core stage should weigh about 20 tons. Hang on, no. I mean, it's gonna have a bit of fuel left in it, so this is kind of hard to calculate on my own, to be honest. But whatever. Bigger SRBs. Should I? Like, this burns for about a minute. I'm really not sure if I want to. But you know what? Actually, no, this isn't quite as big as I can make it. I'm just seeing what kind of length I should go for. I think 10 meters might work better. As you can see, our TWR on the core stage is changing. The wider the SRB, the longer the burn time, because they burn from the middle out. I think it's more to do with the actual, how much fuel is in it in total. But I see where you're coming from. I don't think that's really the way KSP calculates it, though. Alright. I'm going to actually increase the thrust on these SRBs as well, because we've now made the whole thing heavier. Yeah. We'll go for that much thrust, I guess, is pretty good. In real life, though, yeah, you're right. Because obviously SRBs aren't throttleable, so that's how you control it. Well, because I think SRBs, yeah, they have a big... So it's basically a bunch of solid propellant, but there's going to be a hole in the middle that goes, down the middle of the propellant chamber, I guess, if that's what you want to call it. And you know, depending on the size of that hole, or the width of that hole, that's gonna change, you know, the amount of fuel that it drains, you know, how quickly it will drain the fuel, and also things like burn time and ISP will also be affected by it. Okay, let's make sure there's no issues with this. Actually, this wouldn't be a bad idea. Adding separatrons to our core stage would probably be quite helpful. Okay, so note to self, as soon as I separate the orbiter, I need to turn on RCS. Basically. But no, the decoupler is fine. I think it's to do with FMRS's physics handling. That's the problem. Yeah, so I think I'm just gonna go with that kind of thing. Let's see. I'm gonna put 2 sets like that, and that will actually help it do that kind of flip maneuver and then do the boost back burn. My staging was also not correct last time, so that needs to be fixed. Alright, there we go. We need those separatrons, and then those decouplers, and then that. And then our engine, then okay. That's all looking very, very good. So, I think this thing is ready for another test flight, unless I've forgotten anything, but yeah, I think let's go ahead and launch this simulation. Okay. I'll be here till the stream ends. Well, that's... Yeah, great. Thanks for watching the stream, and greatly appreciate it. Hopefully we can get this thing all working by the end of the stream. I would love that. The first operational mission of this is... I'm going to not do that on stream. I decided that the way these streams are going to work, it's going to be either for, you know, developing new stuff like this, you know, if I want to make a new launch vehicle or just build something. You know, streaming is a good way to do that, and also if I want to, you know, if there's a mission that's not really quite important enough to the you know, the space program. If it's not important enough to be in a video, I'll just do it on stream. You know, it's nice to do important missions on stream, but the thing is, you know, those are the kind of things I want to put in videos. And okay, so my PC isn't good enough to record and stream at the same time. So, you know, if I want to get the footage, I'm basically just have to take it off YouTube, and it's gonna have a slight, you know, quality degradance if I'm taking it from YouTube. I've already done EveSat, which is something I want to put in a video, and yeah, when it ends up in the video, the quality is not going to be as good as it should be, which is a shame, and I guess I've kind of learned from that. So as much as I would like to, I'm not going to be doing any big missions on stream. I mean, it depends what you mean by big missions. You know, there's going to be some, you know, fairly big missions that I just maybe just aren't video material. You know, not everything belongs in a video, but yeah. Anyway, let's get this all set up. Okay, ignition and liftoff, and execute our attitude control, and we are off. We have a slightly higher TWR than last time, I think, and our SRB should hopefully burn for longer. So here we go. Again, very nice and smooth liftoff. It kind of does that power slide, and you have to make sure that it doesn't crash into your launch clamps. So, you know, if anyone is trying to make a space shuttle a bit like this, make sure that your launch clamps are nice and low down, because it's probably going to do some sort of power slide maneuver as you lift off. But I think I can start to pitch over now. Yep, now seems like a good time to do that. And actually, one thing I should do is have some... I mean, I don't have custom action groups unlocked. But maybe at a later stage, I'm going to set up action groups to disable my control surfaces during launch. Alright, here we go. Coming up on max Q fairly soon here. I'm going to continue to pitch over, and then we'll throttle down our engines for max Q in just a moment. Alright, so let's get that TWR down a little bit. Alright, so here we are. We are just about to break the sound barrier here. And max Q happens right around booster sep, which is kind of not the best time to have booster sep, really. But, I mean, it's fine. It's fine. We need to pitch over more, actually. We're going to be very careful in doing so. And we're going to have booster sep right here. And let's throttle up those engines all the way. There was a crash. But nothing on the plane broke. So we're okay. TWR looks good. We're going to continue to pitch over. In fact, we can pitch over quite a lot more. We have a lot of vertical speed going here. So, yeah. Stability is pretty good. I don't think this is actually aerodynamically stable, this config, but we're high enough in the atmosphere that, you know, we're not gonna flip over. Alright, so we ought to keep pitching over here. Alright, I personally like, I tend to avoid going, you know, picking up a lot of horizontal speed in the lower parts of the atmosphere. It can be quite inefficient, you know, you lose a lot of delta V to drag. And actually our time to apoapsis is going down here, so we're going to try to, we're going to hold this attitude. We are pitched over 42 degrees. So, yeah, that seems like a nice number to hold. But, yeah. So far, this launch has gone pretty good. I think... what are we going to do? Since we had a little bit more delta V because of those bigger SRBs, that means we can probably leave more delta V in our booster. Not sure exactly how much, but we'll see, I guess. Alright, I'm going to continue to pitch over. Goodbye, 42 degrees of pitch. Nice knowing you. But we must go on. Alright. We can pitch over a lot more. Okay, we're gonna leave 1200. Seems like a good amount. Actually, no, we're gonna cut off now. We're gonna hit RCS and then stage sep. And engines. Okay, well, those separatrons aren't placed evenly, so well done me. Okay, good luck to the reaction wheel for sorting that one out, but... Alright, that needs to be fixed. For sure. Alright, let's go and do that. We're going to turn off our RCS because we're wasting monoprop. Alright, we're going to keep this sort of attitude. We are losing vertical speed, but hopefully that will stop fairly soon. And yeah, we're going to time warp. Because I have no patience. We'll just do 2 times time warp. Alright, let's turn on those lights. Because it looks cooler always. Alright. I think I need to point my nose up a bit. Yeah, I definitely do. Okay, so I think I should actually hold 35 degrees. Because that worked for me last time. That's what I did. And hopefully we should start to pick up vertical speed soon. I will leave the Artemis hot fire test later, sorry. That's okay. I definitely understand. You probably want to. I want to watch that too. You know. I'm going to probably end the stream once I get this thing working, if I do. But yeah, I kind of want to watch it as well, actually, so. Very understandable. No need to apologize. I appreciate you being here. Alright, so we're definitely picking up a lot more vertical speed now. We're coming up to orbital velocity, so I guess that's what happens when you get near orbital velocity. Alright. This is a pretty cool looking... hang on, let me get some screenshots of this, because this looks cool. Alright. We almost have our apoapsis out of the atmosphere here, which is very, very nice. Welcome back, Notative. Okay, well, I think you've actually missed a fair amount, but don't worry, I'll get you caught up. So we've made it to orbit once. It works. It works very well. As you can see, we are on track to reach orbit again. I attempted to land the booster. Well, I didn't actually get to the landing attempt. There was an issue with not separating properly, so I think I haven't definitely fixed it. I added separatrons to the booster, but I mean, if you rewind the stream a little bit, you'll see that it did, you know, we did get clean separation, but it also spun up the booster, because I placed my separatrons in radial symmetry, not mirror symmetry. So yeah. But, I mean, okay, so when I switch back to it, I don't know if it's still spinning. It probably will be. But I'm hoping that... Okay, I should fire my engines. But yeah, I'm hoping that my SAS might be able to take care of that. In fact, my booster might need some RCS as well, because all it's got is like one reaction wheel. And that's about it. We got a roll program, yup. That's it. Oh, I shut off my engine by accident. That's a roll program if I've ever seen one. Alright. Well, we've reached stable orbit. So let's go and switch to our booster and moment of truth. How fast is this thing spinning? Well, it's going to be spinning really fast. Like, those separatrons file for a while. And I feel like I should reduce the amount of fuel on the separatrons anyway. They just fire for, you know, in general, they just fire for too long as it is. You know, in general, like, separatrons, you should probably reduce the amount of fuel on them. If you're using them for, like, radial separatrons. Kerbal roll program, yep. I should just change the stream title to that. Alright. So let's go check up on our booster stage. And, yeah, I'd imagine it will still be spinning. But is that too much for our SAS to handle? Will be the big question. We do have grid fins, but they're not going to help us in the upper atmosphere. Okay, this will be interesting. Okay, let's make sure that... I think it's about to load. Okay, here we go. Oh, the separatrons haven't... Okay. Oh, there we go. Oh, God. Oh, God. So, yeah, this was what happened. I guess we get to relive this. Oh, no. Alright, so what we need to do is surface. We need to point this thing retrograde. Oh, that might collide. Okay, we're fine. Okay, we're gonna need to manually fix these engine orientation. Okay, so if you look at our delta V, it looks pretty good. Okay, this thing, the reaction wheel is kind of doing its job here. Look at this, it's actually slowing it down. Alright. So actually, I should make sure I have trajectories at the ready. Show trajectory. Okay. You can still hear my RCS firing on my orbiter all the way over there. Okay. Go, 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 go. This thing, okay, this thing turns slowly. Welcome, Kami X9. Welcome. Alright, let's see if we can get this boost back burn done. Okay, actually, we need to... Let's see. We're going to turn... We're going to do that. The servers are still locked. Okay. So at the moment, these are, like, tilted a little bit. Motor, you need to not be locked. Pain. Spain without the S. Are these all pointed 0 degrees? Current angle. You need to not be... Oh, which is the one I want? Oh, jeez. Okay, these are all pointed the right way, I think. You're not. Okay. Have I got these? Good, okay. Let's do the boost back burn. And yeah, we've waited way too long to do this. This is going to be very, very inefficient. But we actually have good Delta V. Hello, remember me from yesterday? Yep, I do remember you. Alright, come and burn. To be honest, we probably packed way too much Delta V. It's going to be a very shallow profile. No, don't do that, actually. Alright, come on. It's a long burn, but, yeah, this needs to be done way sooner. Okay, this is really not what I want. Heading... Pitch... Stop! Oh, no. We've lost an engine, probably. F's in chat. Alright. I'm gonna restart this. Yeah. Kind of my fault. I messed that up pretty bad. I just spent way too long using those robotic things. That's annoying. Okay. Alright, I'm gonna be gone for 2 seconds, right? But I'm gonna be right back. Alright, everyone, I'm back. Okay, let's get going again. He just needed a steep gravity turn. It was too long. True. I mean, I was up like 44 kilometers or something at separation. I just waited way too long to start it. Because, you know, I had to fiddle around with robotics and stuff. But, okay, so this, yeah, as you can see, look at the way the separatrons are pointing. That one's pointing that way, that one's pointing, yeah, that's a recipe for disaster. So, let's put these in mirror symmetry. And I think that will be a bit more like it. We're also going to reduce the amount of fuel in this. So, you know, it's not going to be very much. Remove the separatrons. I think they are important. Without them, there's weird issues with FMRS. I know, it's just, they're just good to have in general. It's good practice to add them. Okay. Is there anything else I wanted to do, or are we all good? More than 2 seconds. Yeah. It's a figure of speech, okay. Make sure I have separatrons on the bottom. I mean... Yeah, the SRBs... Actually, I could kind of clip them in a little bit. Yeah, I'm going to add... Hang on, will it let me add them? Is the big question. Alright. As you can see, they kind of clip inside, but I could kind of clip them a little bit. And that would be fine. We'll add another pair. Just for symmetry's sake. I don't know if they're actually placed in the right way. It looks like they are. Okay. Cool. This thing is basically ready to fly. Yeah, I don't think there's anything... Okay, no. Robotics. These action groups weren't doing their job. So, let's see what we can do about that. Man, if only I had the custom action groups, like... Actually, let me see how much that VAB upgrade is. I doubt I can afford it. It's probably over $1 million funds. I only have 500k right now. I'm a broke lad. So I can probably not afford it, but... They... Isn't that how the cool kids speak? With they, weird... What? Okay, I don't even know. 80 mil? I don't think it's quite that much. Alright, let's have a look. Ooh, okay. 845k. Not as much as I thought, but it's still bad. Whoa, where am I going? I did not click anything, but apparently we're going somewhere. Okay, so I literally just have to work with you know, the basic action groups, which is not big fun, but I mean, I have some action groups to work with. I have, you know, brakes, lights, gear is going to be used for gear, so I'm not going to really use that. I guess I could use the abort action group for that. You know, I might wanna have, you know, an actual abort action group set up. Like, to be honest, abort action groups is like, I don't know, just right click the I don't know. I mean, this thing can't really abort anyway. Like, if it has to, what can it do? Whoa. What? How? Why am I here? I mean, what? Why am I suddenly looking at this? That's weird. Why why am I suddenly in a simulation? That's weird. But we're not going to try again. We're going to make improvements. Hello, can I terminate the simulation? Oh, okay. What the heck? We are no longer in a simulation. I'm chat, what has happened? Look, the simulation thing has gone. And I don't know what to do. Bill and Bob Kerman are kind of just FMRS info. We are switching while controlling a drop vessel. Next time, please jump back to... Okay, this was not meant to happen. Damn, this is like a sci-fi movie where, like, we escape the simulation of reality. Except this is all KSP. Yeah, well, we're not leaving Bill and Bob stranded. I can't be bothered to re-enter this, so we're just gonna bring this back to the KSC. We're kind of giving ourselves free money when you think about it, like, from the recovery funds. But whatever, let's set position and just bring it down somewhere. We'll give it an altitude of 5 kilometers. Alright, we'll make a quick save. Chat, don't look. Stop the vessel using. Alright, we should just be able to bring this thing down. We're gonna close FMRS. I mean, this is never okay. So okay. Let's get this straight, right? I'm in the space center, just looking at the price for the VAB upgrade, and then all of a sudden, we go back to a simulation which I'd ended, like, 10 minutes ago or something, and then it stops being a simulation. It's now a real. Like, I don't know what's going on. This game sometimes. It amazes me. But let's just bring this thing down in the ocean, I guess. Woo, fun plane. Why is there a... Is that my booster? Oh yeah, look at that. That's probably my booster. Which shouldn't exist, but it does. Hang on. Oh no, it's probably the space station. Yeah, it is. This game is incredible. Like, surely this game has got to impress itself sometimes, like... Only in KSP. Alright, anyway, let's just land this thing. These things are fairly easily controllable. I kind of like this. It does the trick. And it has a very good glide ratio. In fact, so good to the point that, like, you know, you might be coming in too fast for a lot of your landings, you know. Actually, that's more to do with low drag, but same thing, basically. Oh, well, it's not the same thing, but I wish in KSP if you hit too many Gs and your wings can handle it, they would just fall off. I think that does happen. But only under... it's less to do with the G-forces and more to do with aerodynamic stresses. So if you're going at, like, you know, so like hypersonic speeds and you suddenly pull up hard, then yeah, your wings do come off. But anyway, let's just land this thing. Okay, water landings can be kind of scary sometimes. Let's not mess this up. I have quick saved. My game is suddenly freezing. Oh, this is this is not what I wanted to happen. Never a good sign when your game freezes just as they're about to come into land. Oh, there we go. We need to pull up a bit. Okay, there is our drogue. Let's try not to stall. Oh, okay. Okay, well that wasn't meant to happen. But it worked. Apparently our chute got destroyed due to aero forces and heat. Which is kind of strange. Alright, this thing looks very strange, fluffing the aero surfaces in the water. But I can't recover it. Whoa. This game sometimes. Alright. What we're going to do, we're going to go to the tracking station and then recover it then. Yeah, that's like the scatterer physics. I actually kind of wish I could get rid of that, but I don't know how. I've opened the scatterer menu settings, and like that's the scatterer settings menu would be the correct way to say it, but I can't find anything. Anyway, moral of the story: KSP is a stable game, for sure. All right, I guess we kind of get free funds by recovering this. But anyway, all I wanted to do was do another simulation, and this game just has to find some way to stop me from doing that. Your boy just wants to see if he can land the booster, but no. Stable indeed, yup. Alright. Callisto 1, splashdown at Kerbin, that's the one we want. I should honestly go through my mods list and see if there's anything I can uninstall, because these loading times sometimes, like, wow. I'm wondering if, you know, the amount of crafts I have has anything to do with this. Like, some of the crafts I can actually terminate because they're not active. But let's recover that. And I think we just get look at that, we get we get 23k for free. And yeah. Apparently we get reputation for that. I mean, I guess I'll take that. we have been burning through a lot of money doing these simulations, you know. Simulations aren't cheap. I mean, it's cheaper than, you know, doing an actual flight, but still. Anyway, now that now that we've got past that hurdle, we can try and do another simulation. Maybe yeah. I don't know. Maybe maybe Crash just doesn't like FMRS. Maybe they just don't want to work together. But actually, what I am gonna do, just in case that happens again, I'm gonna make a save game before I do this simulation. That's I have not seen that happen before, where Crash just decides it doesn't want to be a simulation anymore. Anyway, we're getting so close to this thing actually working. So, you know, if I can, you know, get this thing into orbit and land the booster this stream, I will be a happy man. I just kind of wish, you know, landings are one of those things, it takes trial and error to do, at least for the first time. You know, once you do it with a certain booster once, you can probably get the hang of it. But the thing is that, there is no, what am I saying? You can't quick save during a simulation. Which is just, thanks a lot, Crash. What's the simulation mod name? I want to download it. It's called Crash with a K. It's a pretty good mod for career mode. I will warn you that, you know, if you set your orbit using Crash, the orbits are kind of glitchy and you teleport a little bit when you time warp, so, you know. Alternatively, you can just you know, do it as if it's an actual mission and then use cheats and then just revert the flight, but to be honest, that kind of gives you a little bit more functionality than Crash, and then I can just kind of remove some funds every time I do that. I guess that's an option. That's actually something I might do, because I would like to be able to quick save. So I can, you know, do landings a bit better. Or, you know, test landings a bit better. Anyway, I'm happy with the way this thing flies so far. And hopefully this is going to be the one where we can land the booster. The main thing is the boost back burn and you know, our delta V usage. At the moment we're getting about 2.5k delta V. Which is great. You know, we might have somewhere about just under a kilometer per second of horizontal speed at the point of booster sep. And you know, you basically, to calculate how much delta V you need for your boost back burn, look at your horizontal speed and then double that, basically. I mean, it's not quite that simple, but essentially. The main thing is that I want to be able to do this quickly. I want to get these hinges into their right position. And yeah. Let me check which action group is just a toggle locked, which I think is these. Yeah. So brakes will just lock them. So I might need to manually do the hinge stuff myself. Which is not fantastic, but yeah. Actually, no, I can set up some more action groups. So at the moment, brakes will toggle locked, which is great. And then light. Hang on, am I looking at the right stuff? Oh, I see. Okay, so I'm gonna take off toggle locked from this action group. So, okay, so here's what we need to do. We press... we need to press lights to unlock our hinges, press brakes to set them to the right angle, and then lights again to lock them. Welcome to the stream, Ephraim Healy. Trying to confuse me. I know your games. I know your games. Alright, let's head into another simulation. So, please, please, please work. Like, okay. I'm hoping this is the one. I'm really, really hoping. Our staging looks nice. Alright, let's do the simulation. These is those. Okay. So how much delta V did I leave in my booster stage last time? I believe it was about 1250 meters per second or so. If I do that again, that basically leaves me about a kilometer per second to do my landing. So, you know, that's a lot of extra margin, but I'm okay with that. Okay, do I want to be using do I want to be using my MechJeb landing guidance to do the landing, or I mean, I could just do it myself, but I don't know how reliable I am. MechJeb landing guidance is pretty good from my experience. And from a, you know, from a reliability standpoint. Use it for boost back. I'm happy doing that manually, because I can look at trajectories and kind of judge that. I don't know. I mean, that's just kind of the way I've always been doing it. Or just completely use it. Yeah. I'm probably just going to turn it on at the final approach. Because, I mean, that's what I'm used to doing, personally. Might not be the best way to do it, but, you know, if I'm used to it and it works, then, you know, why not? Alright, let's do this. So, okay, I'm not closing FMRS this time, because we actually need it. Alright, let's do the orbit thing. No passengers. This is not a tourist mission. Alright, let's set our attitude control. Okay. Ignition. And liftoff. Execute our attitude control and... Okay, we're off. Okay, so I'm going to see if I can get my flight profile better than last time. Last time was a bit on the shallow side, I think. It just makes the boost back burn kind of difficult when, you know, when you have a really shallow flight profile. But okay, we're going to start our pitch maneuver about now. You know, about the 1 kilometer mark is a good time to start. Okay, I'm watching my pitch indicator. It's working pretty hard here, so I'm just going to slow down my pitch over. Alright, this is looking pretty decent so far. Famous loss. Okay, we're fine. RCS, maybe? And that's it. Yep, wings are gone. We are completely dead. Alright. What even happened? Jeez, man. Okay. I haven't changed the aerodynamics, so like... That's weird. I guess let's just restart the simulation and not be so aggressive. Because I was kind of aggressive that time, I will admit. I don't know what happened. I mean, I guess I pitched over faster than before. But I haven't changed anything about the aerodynamics, so like... I feel you know, it did very, very well last time. So I'm surprised. I'm surprised that that happened. But anyway, it's going to be worth another try. You know. If this, you know, if I keep running into this problem... Well, firstly, that doesn't really make much sense because I haven't changed much, but whatever. I can just go back to the VAB and investigate further. I mean, yeah. I guess I just have a natural instinct to do a shallow ascent profile. And that might be an instinct that I have to fight using this launch vehicle. Because not only, you know, aerodynamics, but also... the flight profile, you know, since we're doing a boost back burn, should be steep anyway. Gotta go? Okay, that's absolutely fine. Thanks for tuning in, GamerX. And yeah, have a great rest of your day. And yeah, no need to apologize. You know, I appreciate you tuning in the first place. So yeah, have a good one. Alright, I know we did just flip out on the last one, but I do have a good feeling about this next one. You know, I mean, these kind of things happen when you're just building a new launch vehicle, like I don't know this launch vehicle well. Take, like, Enceladus, which is, I guess, kind of my workhorse rocket. I've flown that so many times, so I kind of know exactly how it behaves in every scenario. I mean, not quite. I'm exaggerating, and I still don't fly it perfectly, but yeah. Alright, let's go. There are no crew on this one. That's... okay, so it's just suddenly decided to not include Bob and Bill. That's... I mean, I don't have a problem with that, but whatever. Alright, let's go. Okay, we're going to be more careful with our pitch over this time. Because, you know, the first time we were much more gentle with the controls. So we're going to try and do that again. Alright, so I'm actually going to start my pitch over at 1.5 kilometers instead. Since we do need to be going a little bit steeper this time. So yeah, we're going to go very, very slowly. Keeping a close eye on that pitch indicator, make sure it's not going to get saturated. Oh dear. Okay, that's worrying. RCS, RCS. Alright. It does that. It really likes to overcorrect when I have RCS on. Maybe RCS isn't... I mean, I don't know what's happening. Like, we didn't run into this problem before, but... click caps lock to go into a more precise control. The pitch roll your thing will go blue. Yeah, I've heard about that. I was never sure what it really did. Okay, and now it's giving me the booster sounds. Thanks a lot, KSP. But does it like... I don't know, I never really understood what it did. Because I'm not like manually controlling my attitude. I'm just telling MechJeb what to do, and it's doing it for me. Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna go into the VAB and have a look. See if I can figure out what the problem is. Because this was not happening before, so... like, all I've changed is separatrons, and that's it. I don't see how that's gonna affect, you know, my aerodynamics. Alright, let's have a look. Center of mass, center of lift. Center of lift is nice and low. And center of mass should be going up. Right. And, I mean, if I drain the SRBs, then it should be going up. So, I mean, yeah, like I said, it worked before, so I'm not sure what's going on. I'm also... okay, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to add a Werner engine to the top of... my cockpit. You know, that will probably be useful to have. Right, in fact, what I'll do... if the game will let me, because, you know, everyone... Of course, the game doesn't like me picking up parts. There we go. Add them... okay, well, that doesn't really work. Okay, this is kind of weird. If I just don't place it in symmetry, it's probably okay. There. they're not aligned though. I don't like that. They must be aligned. Of course. Okay, that's a bit more like it. So now we have a burner engine on each side. That should help with RCS and, you know, control and stuff. Ah, it seems like my torque has gone up a little bit. Can I do anything to Yeah, not really. Okay, well, we have a bit more torque than we had before. That's probably to do with me messing with the SRBs a bit more. I want to see if I can really do anything to help. Okay, well, I can get the torque to almost nothing. Just by placing my SRBs higher. Which, I kinda, you know, doesn't look as good. But functionally, that's gonna be huge. So what I'm gonna do is offset these into my fuselage kind of thing. And as long as those SRBs aren't clipping, then we should be good. What this is doing is actually bringing up my center of lift, though. So, let's see. Yeah, we want the center of lift to be low. As low as possible. I don't know what to do. Like, I wish you had more fine control over the deflection. Like, that would be helpful. I'll see if I can find a sort of middle ground. Bring it all the way up there basically eliminates all torque. I think that's good. That's a good balance. Alright, okay, I guess let's simulate this. Yeah. Like, it looks like it should be working, so a nice steep ascent profile and just be careful. I think that's what we need to do. Alright, I'm gonna go get some more water. I'm gonna be well, I will not be 2 seconds precisely, but I will not be long is what I'm saying. Okay, I'm back. KSP is not responding. Wait for the program to respond. Should happen soon, hopefully. Alright, I mean, it's flipped out, like, I mean, it worked before. It worked really well before. So I'm gonna stay hopeful. Like comment, I'm sure we can make this. We can make orbit. We've already made orbit before. And you know, we just need to land that booster. Okay, here we go. Alright, keep getting that same same GUI box thing. No, I do not. This is a simulation. I don't want tourists. Okay. Alright, let's get going. Engines and... Are you kidding me? Carbalism, do you really have to? I mean, we've lost a vernier. Can we make it without... with a missing vernier engine? No, we can't, apparently. No, we cannot. Alright, we have to restart that simulation. Oh, joy. The joys of carbalism. Yeah, I might go in and make all of those engines high quality, because we don't want them failing. Was that even a carbalism failure? Because it didn't show the little carbalism box that normally comes up. I don't know what mod is doing that. But that seemed like a random event, so yeah. Alright, I guess we've learned that the verniers are really, really important, because otherwise the thing just kind of tips over, so yeah. Let's not be losing those. Alright. Okay, so we should have the simulation back up in just a moment. And, I'm gonna do this every time I have a spare moment. Yeah, if you're not in the Discord, then, you know, the link's in the description and stuff. And, I don't know, you're probably tired of hearing me say that, but I guess I just kind of want to grow the Discord because it's cool. Alright, as long as we don't have any failures, then I'm hopeful. I mean, every time I've said I'm hopeful, I've jinxed it in some way, so let's hope it's not going to be another failure. Hey, welcome to the stream, Malcolm Anon. Great to see you here. I don't think you were in the stream before. No. But anyway, yeah, welcome. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Alright. Let's get our attitude control set up. Same old stuff every time. Okay. Alright. Let's pray to the Kraken real quick. No engine failures, please. Please, Kraken. And yeah, let's get this launch underway. Alright. 3, 2, 1. Engines. And liftoff. Okay. Looking good so far. Alright. We're going to be very, very gentle with this pitch over because we don't want this thing to spin out. Yeah, my fins are looking good. I mean, I was wondering if that I'd touched the fins or something, but I haven't. So yeah. Alright, let's get this pitch maneuver started. Very tentatively, in fact, we'll switch on RCS. Give ourselves a bit more control. Oh god. Okay. Oh no. Please, please no. Please don't, please don't. Chat, I don't know at this point. This wasn't happening before. Oh, and now the game has just decided to, yeah. RIP. RIP. I honestly don't know what's going on. Because if you know, if you want to rerun the stream, you know, we didn't have these issues earlier. There was no spinny outy stuff. So yeah, this is very unfortunate. I don't really know what to do at this point. Yeah, I'm wondering if I've changed something about my engine orientation. That sounds like something I might have done. So I'm going to go ahead and check that. I don't know. There's so many things going on with this craft that it's hard to know what thing is the problem. I'm thinking I should just move my SRBs all the way back down because my center of pressure kind of depends on where my SRBs are. So, you know, if they're too high up, that means a high center of pressure and less stability. So even if that means less torque on the entire thing, you know, anything below sort of maybe 100 or something. No, anything below about 50 it can probably handle. Alright. So that's the center of mass and pressure. Of course they look good at the moment, so you know, something weird is going on. Let's check these. These are, you know, these are rotated 8 degrees, which they should be. And they are locked in place. You know, that they have the right orientation. If we look at our center of thrust, you know, it's pointed in the right place. So, I mean, I don't know what's going on, honestly. I'm thinking of, maybe I should disable my, control surfaces during launch. Might be a good idea. But then I have, like, no action groups to work with, so that's not fantastic. Bigger fins, maybe? Like, I could just scale these up, like... It would increase drag, but then increase stability, so... I guess I'm not entirely against the idea. And, you know, that hasn't affected anything like torque or anything. Okay, so if I'm remembering what was happening, it's basically depending on how... Okay, why am my parts aren't loaded for some reason? Okay, so it seems to kind of be dependent on how far I am from the prograde marker. And it just kind of turns in the opposite direction, if what I said made any sense at all, so... That seems to be what's going on. So it might just be, you know, to do with adjusting my flight profile. In fact, I'm going to take a moment here and I'm going to look back on my stream. And analyze what was happening when I launched this thing earlier. Because this is happening at the exact same point in every flight, so... I mean, I don't think there's any other changes I should be making to this. I feel like the fins are just weirdly big now. I'm going to go ahead and load up a simulation while we're waiting. And in the meantime, I'll have a look at the stream. You know, we weren't seeing any flipping outs earlier, and it seemed pretty comfortable. So yeah, something weird is happening, for sure. No, I'm like I've said, I'd love to get this thing working this stream, and I was I was expecting to be able to do this in 2 streams, not 3, but oh well. Like okay, so to be honest, like okay, so I am gonna keep streaming today, but if I can't get it working on stream today, like I've made so much progress that I might as well just do the rest off stream. Because yeah, it's at this point it seems like it's a matter of just perfecting the flight profile and small details on the launch vehicle itself. So yeah. Okay, so let's get the simulation going, and I mean, hopefully it works. I have bigger fins now, so it should be more stable. I don't know if that's the issue, but yeah. I'm having a slight feeling that the control surfaces aren't doing me much good, because for example, those canards at the top, they have a lot of control over the attitude, and combine that with the way MechJeb Smart ASS works, where it tends to overcorrect. It tends to overcorrect a lot, so those canards can definitely do make trouble happen. Yeah, basically the difference between with Smart ASS and SAS. SAS always undercorrects, and Smart ASS always overcorrects for everything. I think that in general, if you really need to hold a specific attitude, Smart ASS is the way to go. And then if you want to kind of, I guess for something like flying planes, where you want to have it just sort of help you control it, then you want SAS. Anyway, again, KSP is taking its sweet time to load, which I'm not a huge fan of. But oh, we have got a game crash. No, we don't. False alarm. False alarm. It did that thing where like the application like closed for a second and then reopened. KSP, please don't do that again. You genuinely scared me there. But anyway, we should be able to launch this thing. Okay, here we are again. For the God knows how many times we've done this, but anyway, let's get this thing launched. Okay, so let's fire up those engines and then release the clamps, and then click execute. Okay. Alright, this is looking good. I mean, I say that like 10 seconds into flight. There's definitely a lot of room for stuff to go wrong. But I'm gonna turn on RCS, because I have burner engines on both sides, so I don't think it's a problem. Okay, so we are still going to be doing that pitch over program, because if we want an efficient profile, then it's kind of necessary. We're going to go very slowly, And we're not gonna pitch over another degree until our... Yeah. Okay. And it's starting to overcorrect and it's gonna flip out. Okay. Come on, you can... No. Come on. Can it recover? Oh, no. There it goes again. There it goes. You hate to see it. Oh, no. I don't know what's going on with this, honestly. Like, Well, I hadn't touched anything. I have touched some parts, but... Yeah, it's just kind of decided it doesn't want to work now. Which is unfortunate. But yeah. I might do some work on this off stream because... You know, this is our... Whoa. Thanks, KSP. Yeah, this is behaving really, really weirdly. And I don't know what's causing these problems, and you know, it's getting kind of repetitive. You know, I launch, I flip out, I don't know why I flipped out. So as much as I don't want to end the stream on a sour note like this, I might have to, because this is just ridiculous. Like, when you're finished, KSP. Alright, yeah. Okay, I am gonna keep working on this, and I will get it fixed. It's gonna work at some point, but maybe, you know, maybe this stream is not the stream in which it happens. But yeah. It's unfortunate that I, you know, can't get this to work. But, oh well, that's such is life. I was just scrolling through YouTube recommendations and I got 11 of your videos recommended to me back to back, all beside each other. That is quite something. I don't think I've seen that with, like, any channel. I just realized I have Better Time Warp. How do you get Better Time Warp to work on the new version of KSP? You kind of just have to force it. So I install my mods using CCAN, and there's a feature on CCAN that lets you kind of force mods to work. So I believe you go to settings and then compatible game versions, and then you just select what versions you want to be compatible. And so I've done 1.11, 1.10, and 1.9. Good luck though, thank you. I mean, I hope I can get this to work. I mean, I am determined. This thing will work. But yeah. On that note, thanks everyone for tuning into the stream. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, then make sure to subscribe, because I'm going to be streaming more often. If you want to join my Discord, there's a link to that in the description and also on my channel page. So, you know, if you feel like joining, go ahead. No one is stopping you. And, but yeah, thanks everyone for watching. And until next time, have a great rest of your day.